Why we keep buying the same products? The power of habits. You walk into your favorite grocery store, effortlessly navigating the aisles, your hand instinctively reaching for the same snacks and brands you have bought countless times before. But why do you stick to these familiar choices? It's the power of habits shaping our decisions, making shopping feel like second nature. As we dive into this video, we'll explore how emotional connections to brands foster loyalty, how marketing strategies reinforce our buying habits, and how convenience keeps us returning to what we know. We'll uncover the influence of social circles, the comfort of routines, and the nostalgia tied to our purchases, all while examining how cognitive dissonance can prevent us from exploring new options. By the end, you will understand the forces behind our shopping behaviors and why we often find ourselves buying the same products time and time again. The role of habits in the decision-making. Habits play a crucial role in shaping our decision-making processes, allowing us to navigate daily choices with ease. When faced with countless options, our brains prefer to operate on autopilot, relying on established routines to minimize cognitive load. This reliance on habits simplifies our lives, enabling us to make quicker decisions without overthinking. Think about your shopping habits. You likely reach for the same brands or product time after time. This behavior isn't random. It stems from the brain's preference for the familiar patterns. Each time we repeat a purchase, our brains reinforces those neutral pathways, making it easier to choose those products again in the future. The more we buy something, the stronger the habit becomes, transforming a simple decision into a default action. As we delve deeper into why we keep buying the same products, remember that our habits are not only to dictate our choices, but also to create a sense of comfort and stability in an often chaotic world. Understanding this fundamental aspect of our behavior is the first step towards unraveling the intricacies of the consumer psychology and the powerful habits that guide our shopping experiences. Brand loyalty and emotional connections. Brand loyalty is more than just a marketing term. It's rooted in the emotional connections we develop with the products and companies over time. When we consistently choose a brand, we often do so because it resonates with our values, lifestyles, or identity. This emotional bond can stem from positive experiences, memories, or even a sense of belonging. For example, consider the way certain brands evoke nostalgia, like the childhood cereal that reminds you of family breakfasts. These feelings create a deep-seated loyalty, making us less likely to switch to unfamiliar options. Furthermore, brands often engage in storytelling, crafting narratives that resonate with the consumers on a personal level. This storytelling builds trust and reinforces our emotional ties, which can be powerful motivators in the purchasing processes. As we navigate a marketplace flooded with choices, our loyalty to specific brands acts as a mental shortcut, saving us the effort of researching the alternatives. Ultimately, understanding the emotional foundations of brand loyalty helps explain why we gravitate towards the same product time and again, even when new options are available. Marketing and familiarity. Marketing plays a pivotal role in reinforcing our habitual buying behaviors by creating a sense of familiarity that resonates with the consumers. Brands invest heavily in advertising strategies designed to establish a consistent presence in our lives. Through repeated exposure, whether it's a catchy jingle, memorable logo, or engaging social media campaign, marketing seeks to embed the products in our daily consciousness. The more familiar we become with a brand, the more likely we are to associate with the positive feelings and trust. This phenomenon is known as the mere exposure effect. It suggests that people tend to develop a preference for things merely because they are familiar with them. As we see the same advertisements or product placements repeatedly, our brains begin to favor those choices over the unfamiliar options. Additionally, marketing often leverages social proof, showcasing testimonials and endorsements that further solidify our confidence in a product. By understanding how marketing strategies capitalize on familiarity, we can better appreciate how they shape our purchasing habits and reinforce our loyalty to certain brands, often leading us back to the same product time and time again. Convenience and accessibility. Convenience and accessibility are significant factors influencing our purchasing habits. In our fast-paced lives, consumers often gravitate towards products that require minimal efforts and time to obtain. When we find a brand or a product that meets our needs effortlessly, we are more likely to stick with it, rather than explore unfamiliar alternatives that may require additional efforts to understand or integrate into our routines. Think about your shopping experience. When you repeatedly choose a brand available at your local store or one that offers quick delivery through online shopping, you're tapping into the convenience factor. This ease of access fosters a sense of loyalty as consumers tend to prioritize options that streamline their lives. Additionally, brands that focus on providing seamless experiences, whether through user-friendly websites, mobile apps, or subscription services, enhance their appeal. The psychological comfort of knowing that a familiar product is just a few clicks away or on the shelf at your grocery store encourages repeat purchases. By acknowledging the importance of convenience, we can better understand why we often return to the same products, opting for what's easy and familiar over the new and uncertain. Social influence and peer pressure. Social influence and peer pressure significantly shape our purchasing decisions, often leading us to choose familiar products. Humans are inherently social creatures, and our behaviors are heavily influenced by the opinions and actions of those around us. When friends and family or even influencers endorse specific brands or products, we are more likely to adopt those choices ourselves. This phenomenon occurs for several reasons. First, it provides a sense of validation, as purchasing something popular may affirm our belonging to a group. Second, the desire to fit in can push us towards brands that others around us favor, creating a cycle of habitual buying. Social media amplifies this effect, exposing us to curated lifestyle and products that our peers promote, often making us feel that we need to follow suit. Furthermore, seeing others use product creates familiarity and trust, leading us to choose the same items without questioning our decisions. Understanding the impact of social influence on consumer behavior highlights how our shopping habits are not solely personal choices, but are deeply intertwined with our social environments and the people we interact with. Psychological comfort of routines. Routines provide a sense of psychological comfort that significantly influences our purchasing habits. In a world filled with constant change and uncertainty, turning to familiar products offers a refuge. When we consistently buy the same items, we establish a predictable pattern that simplifies our lives and alleviates the decision fatigue. For instance, consider your morning routine. You might have a go-to coffee brand, a favorite breakfast cereal, or a preferred shampoo. These habitual choices create a comforting rhythm in our day-to-day lives, allowing us to navigate the chaos of modern existence with ease. The predictability of these purchases instills a sense of control, which can be particularly appealing during stressful times. Additionally, the psychological aspect of the routines is tied to our brain's reward system. Each time we engage in these familiar habits, our brains release dopamine, reinforcing the behavior and making us more likely to repeat it. This cycle of comfort and reward solidifies our loyalty to certain products, highlighting how deeply ingrained our purchasing habits can become. Understanding the psychological comfort of routines shed light on why we often find ourselves reaching for the same items even when new options are available. The influence of advertising. Advertising is a powerful tool that significantly shapes our purchasing habits, creating an environment where familiar products dominate our choices. Through strategic marketing campaigns, brands communicate messages that resonate with the consumers, tapping into their desire and needs, and also aspirations. Whether it's a catchy jingle, eye-catching visuals, or compelling narratives, advertisements are designed to leave a lasting impression, ensuring that specific products come to mind when we make purchasing decisions. The repetition of these messages reinforces brands' recognition, making it easier for us to gravitate towards the familiar options. Moreover, advertising often leverages psychological triggers such as a scarcity and urgency to encourage quick decisions and create a fear of missing out. When we see advertisements highlighting the limited time offers or exclusive deals, it compels us to stick with the trusted brands that we know will deliver. This reliance on advertising perpetuates a cycle of habitual buying, as we often choose products that have been consistently promoted over time. By understanding the profound influence of advertising on consumer behavior, we can better appreciate how it shapes our preferences and leads us to repeatedly purchase the same items, reinforcing the power of familiarity in our shopping experiences. Cognitive dissonance and avoidance. Cognitive dissonance is a psychological phenomenon that plays a significant role in our purchasing habits, particularly when it comes to trying new products. This discomfort arises when we hold conflicting beliefs or attitudes, leading us to seek consistency in our choices. For example, if you have always purchased a particular brand of laundry detergent and hear about a new highly rated alternative, you may feel torn between curiosity and loyalty. The anxiety of trying something new can deter you from stepping outside your comfort zone, prompting you to stick with the familiar product that has always met your needs. This avoidance is a natural defense mechanism that helps us maintain a sense of stability in our choices. Additionally, the fear of making a wrong decision can amplify this dissonance, leading us to rationalize our habitual buying patterns. We may convince ourselves that our go-to products are the best choice, reinforcing our loyalty and minimizing the perceived risk of switching. By understanding cognitive dissonance and its impacts on consumer behavior, we gain insight into why we often hesitate to break free from our established purchasing habits and explore new options. The impact of reviews and recommendations. In today's digital age, reviews and recommendations significantly shape our purchasing habits, reinforcing our tendency to choose familiar products. When we seek out information before making a purchase, we often turn to online reviews, ratings, and endorsements from trusted sources. These factors can heavily influence our decisions, as positive feedback creates a sense of stability, reliability, and trustworthiness around specific brands or products. When we see a product has garnered rave reviews, it often validates our pre-existing preferences or pushes us to stick with what we already know. Furthermore, the social proof effect comes into play here. If friends, family, or social media influencers are recommending certain items, we are more likely to align our choices with theirs. This reliance on reviews can create a cycle of habitual buying, as positive reinforcement from others solidifies our loyalty to familiar brands. Even when new options are available, the comfort of knowing that others have had positive experiences with our chosen products can be hard to resist. Ultimately, understanding the impact of reviews and recommendations helps explain how they reinforce our purchasing habits and lead us to stick with the same products, even in an ever-changing marketplace. As we have explored, our purchasing habits are deeply influenced by a myriad of factors, from the comfort of routines and the power of emotional connections to the significant roles of advertising and social influence. Understanding these dynamics reveals why we tend to gravitate towards familiar products, often at the expense of new options. By recognizing the psychological and social triggers that shape our choices, we can make more informed decisions and perhaps even break free from repetitive buying patterns. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.